Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you coming back to see what we're doing today. Well, it's been a hot weekend. So for the most part, what I've been up to is just tea staining paper on my back patio. And I'm going to do a quick little video here soon because I have found the best container to put my tea in and slosh my paper around in it. You won't believe it. It's pretty funny, but it works great. So I'll be doing an upcoming video on that. But right now, I am very happy and pleased to tell you, drum roll please, that I have finished another journal that I started a very long time ago. I had mentioned to you during one of the collab summaries that that's my goal this year, is to use what I have and finish what I've started. And so far, so good. This is my second journal now that I have actually finished, and that I started a while back. I did do another one that I sold. This one actually I started when I went to Stencil Girl Retreat. I believe that was 2016? 16 or 17, losing track of time. But it's been a hot minute ago. So when I went, they gave us this journal book, and I liked the idea of everything that we were going to do was going to be inside of one vessel. Lots of times when you go to retreats, this person's doing this person wants to show you this, and that's fine. And even at this one, we had some mini classes in the evenings, and they showed you all kinds of techniques. And that group, I tell you what, everybody brought stuff to share. It was the best stuff. So we all came back with a lot of things to use in our journals and our mixed media pieces. But anyway, let me get to it. This is it. Now, I just put some fabric on the cover, nothing fancy. Didn't bring it on the inside. I used my Yes paste to do the cover. And when I use Yes paste, because it is wet, I put it on very thinly, but it is still wet. I usually just do one cover. Don't even do the spine. I just do the front cover or the back cover, put the fabric on, and let it dry. Because if you go trying to pull it around the spine and onto the back, it can still shift. So I do one thing, then I come around and go around the spine, and then I do the other cover. So this book also was a little odd for me because it twisted, and I have never been able to get it to go back straight. I don't know what the deal is. You can see the signatures inside of it. So I don't know why it shifted. This is made by a pretty good company, but anyhow, it did. But here we go. Now, I used just some fabric that I have that was like map. And then the other day, I had mentioned to you that I had gone to a book sale. And yes, I'm going to show you what I got at that book sale because you won't believe the number of books I got for so little money. Anyhow, this was actually the tag inside of a t-shirt. Now, I guess that's the lady's company, but I thought, my goodness, it would be perfect on this journal. I mean, after all, I am in Georgia. There's the little map of the United States, and there's Savannah, and Atlanta is going to probably be about right there. So, I don't know. It just fit to me. But let me show you the t-shirt that I bought that this was inside of. It still cracks me up. There's a fine line between genius and crazy. I like to use that line as a jump rope. Now, that's a hoot. So, I'll tell you what, too, when you wear it, people kind of look at you funny. They don't know if that's the genius Elaine or the crazy Elaine. Just kidding. Anyway, let me go ahead and show you now what I've done in this journal through these years. Now, you know, I kind of stepped away from things for a little while. Just wasn't quite motivated, and, you know, life goes on. And I tell everybody that I watch on YouTube when they have some personal issues, your family and your health always come first. So if there are things, don't sweat YouTube. And I mean that. People, if they're really your fans and want to see what you're up to, they will come back. They'll be, you know, waiting for you with, you know, open monitors. They will come back. So anyway, here we go. Now this was one of the classes we did up there. It was by Pam Carricker, and this was her stencil. Now I don't know if I did her stencil any justice. Her stencil is kind of like a face on one side. But, you know, they were telling us about layering and, you know, painting and stenciling. And in her case, she gave us, we pulled out a word out of a hat, and my word was stranded. I didn't feel stranded, so I put not really stranded. So, I don't know, I like it. That was a very hard class. She taught you or showed you a lot of techniques, and lots of times, like, they'll show you something and you do it. Well, this time it was show you, then go do it. But I enjoyed it. I think it came out pretty well. This next one, this was a class by Mary Beth Shaw, and I like it. You basically were told to use, I believe, 2 colors, lots of layering. Again, pick a word out of the hat. I don't know. Again, I liked it. I liked the bright colors that I chose, and the stenciling and the words. It was pretty cool. I guess I had always done art journals for the most part because I am a person that likes color. I never really thought about what I was up to. I never really thought about, you know, color and then layering and then more color and then a top layer. Never thought about it. I just did what I liked. And so this kind of gave you direction in those classes. Now, you can't really see this. This was kind of an impromptu. There's not really necessarily a whole lot of layering under this, but this was using, I believe, Tracy Batista's stencil, and then she had given us some, what do you want to call it, like pages where she had done stuff and reproduced it. That's what some of that mucked up under there is. It's kind of some crazy papers. And then this is also Tracy Batista. What she wanted us to do was to just basically hold a pen, be wiggly wristed, just free, and then that was really it. So I can't stop there. So there's color and there is some more texture on it. I don't believe I stenciled a whole lot. There's a little bit, but for the most part it is squiggly wrist. And then this also was another squiggly wrist, as you can see up under there. This was just drawing grids, and this was squiggly. And in this case, I took a napkin and put on top of it. And in this case, I believe I used some tissue and then just stenciled on top of it. But this was all during the classes. This was, I believe, just playing. I don't know, I don't remember this necessarily being a class, but then I came back and added this sticker and this napkin, and I have these gel things, they're, I don't know, really old, and I just tried them inside of a stencil, basically to see if they were still good. Seth Appler was also at this class, And this was his teaching us to use paints to make rust. And then this was his stencil that he had given to us. And you layered and then you squished. And then you layered some more paints and then you squished. So that's what this was. And then this was me putting the stencil again then on top of everything. Excuse me, that's Sissy. She's got that little reverse cough stuff going on right now. So, excuse me for that. And then I just found this and I thought the colors kind of went, so I did it. Now, do you see what's wrong with this page? Yep, it's upside down. Because the journal simply had a brown cover, I just grabbed it and started doing. This was when I got back. That was our very last class. So I said that I was going to take the book and do nothing but Stencil Girl stencils in it. And so let me turn it around. I guess this was probably about Halloween. I believe that class that we did was in September. So it would make sense that I'd come back and play and just do some Halloween. And then like this was, you know, one of the little pieces that was on something that I got at the retreat. Oops. So, anyway, let's just move on here now a little quickly. So now, there again, this is just some paint, some Stencil Girl stencils, and a picture that I found that was pretty cool. Again, some layering, some paint, some stencils. You know, when it comes to art journals, they are, how I feel about it, are for the creator. Yeah, you can sell them, but there's not, you know, really room to journal or anything. You could use it maybe as a scrapbook to put pictures in, sure. But for the most part, I believe that art journals are for the creator. It's their therapy. It's the way, you know, they may release their stress for the day. But I mean, I really like the things that I did in this book. I had some unusual pictures. Some, you know, like this was off of an old greeting card. Again, all the stencils are in here from Stencil Girl. And, you know, this was pictures from a calendar. Just paint, stencils, some paper. And the good thing about it is, too, you can use as much or as little. It's a way, I also believe, to get rid of scraps that you have. I mean, you have a good little scrap like that and you're like, what in the world am I going to do with that? Art journal it. It will be perfect somewhere. So, anyhow, this came off of an envelope that a friend sent me. So, I don't know. I really like the journal and I'm glad that I have finished it. Again, like I said, it's, you know, as little or as much as you want to do. So think about it. If you've never done an art journal, everybody has some kind of old notebook, old folder, or make your own. You know, take a bunch of scrap papers and put them in a binder, put them, you know, get a binding machine, have someone do it, do it at work, go to Staples, Office Depot, you know, make your own. It doesn't have to be bound in signatures. It can be wire bound. It could be plastic bound. You know, it's fun. Trust me. It's also, art journals also is a good way to get rid of old paint. You're not creating necessarily a masterpiece. As I said, this was all for me. And I'm glad I am finished. One more off the list. I'm proud of myself. And, you know, it's something now that I can put on the shelf and I can take a look at from time to time. And you never know what, with an art journal too, you never know what's around the next page. That's another thing that I like about it when you show them to people. They're like, ooh, look at that. And then the next one is totally different. So anyhow, that's my journal from Stencil Girl all those many years ago. And I hope you appreciated it and enjoyed looking at my masterpieces. Anyway, I would appreciate if you would give me that thumbs up And please subscribe. You know, just chugging away here on YouTube like many others. And we need your support. So please subscribe. And I'll be back. And I will catch you on the next video. See you on the flip side. Bye.